Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a really interesting question that's popping up everywhere. Can artificial intelligence truly be creative?
It's a big one.
Yeah, you've shared some compelling articles looking at this, and our goal really is to figure out if these machines are actually generating something original.
Or if it's just, a very clever imitation of what we humans do.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, what sources are we digging into?
Okay, we've got two key pieces. First, there's AI and creativity. Can machines really be creative? That's from the Futurama blog.
Okay.
And this one really gets into the mechanics, how AI creates things, and then stacks that up against human creativity.
And the second.
The second is AI versus human creativity from education. This one focuses more on the, let's say, the human side emotions, experiences.
Ah, the stuff AI presumably lacks.
Precisely. And it considers how AI might actually work with us, like as a collaborator.
Mm-hmm.
So the plan is to pull out the main arguments from both.
And give you, the listener, a clear picture of this whole AI and creativity debate without getting bogged down. Okay, let's unpack this then, starting with the absolute basics. What even is creativity?
Good place to start. Well, the Oxford Dictionary says it's the use of imagination or original ideas to create something. Pretty standard.
But the Futurama article jumps on that word imagination, doesn't it? It suggests it's like uniquely human, tied to our brains.
It does. It emphasizes imagination as this core human thing.
Hmm.
And it adds another layer. For something to be truly creative, it needs significance and originality.
So not just random, it has to mean something or be genuinely new.
Exactly. Just mashing things together isn't quite it. There's an implication of, well, maybe intent or value.
It's interesting they tie imagination so directly to brain function.
Yeah.
Makes it sound almost biological.
Yeah, and it highlights that when we call something creative, there's usually some thought behind it, right? The result has some kind of meaning.
Like my toddler scribbling on the wall, expressive maybe, but not exactly Picasso.
Huh, right. Not in the same sense. And importantly, just copying something isn't creative either, unless you add a real twist, something significant of your own.
Okay, so that's the human benchmark, more or less. How do AIs even try to do this? How do they work?
Well, the Futurama article explains generative AI uses machine learning algorithms. Basically, they're trained on absolutely massive amounts of data,
Existing text, images, music.
all of it, and they learn patterns, rules, connections from that data.
Hmm.
Then, when you give it a prompt,
It uses what it learned to generate something new.
sort of new, it generates content based on those learned patterns. The crucial thing the article points out isn't just that it learns, but that its creativity is fundamentally tied to, maybe even limited by, that data it was trained on.
Unlike us, where an idea can sometimes feel like it comes out of nowhere.
Exactly. The article uses a good analogy in AI learning about the sun.
Okay.
If you did tons of info, sun is hot, sun is bright, sun is yellow, sun is in the sky, it learns these associations.
Uh-huh.
Then it can generate sentences about the sun using those learned parameters. Same idea for art or music. Identify patterns, replicate patterns with variations
It's pattern matching and recombination, essentially.
on a very, very sophisticated scale, yes. It's recognizing and then reproducing what it's already seen.
And we see the results. The Futurama article mentions GPC-4 writing that haiku about the sun. What was it?
Ah, yeah. Golden orb ascends warmth, embraces earth, glow life, awakes with light.
I mean, that's pretty good, right? It hits the key points: color, warmth, light, life within the syllable structure.
It's impressive, no doubt. It shows the AI can synthesize information effectively.
Makes you wonder if it, like, understands warmth or just knows the word warmth often appears near sun.
And that's the core question the Futurama article pivots to. Even with that haiku, the AI is still operating within the bounds of its training data.
It's putting together pieces it already has in new ways.
Right. Novel combinations, yes. But truly original thought, creating something completely unrelated to its training. That's where the article draws a line. It suggests current AI can't really do that.
Okay, so that's algorithmic creativity. How does the other article contrast this with us?
Well, the AI versus human creativity piece really digs into the human element.
Yeah.
It talks about emotion or lived experiences, that connection between the creator and the audience.
The soul in the work, maybe.
You could put it that way. The argument is that human creations carry a piece of us, our feelings, our perspective. AI doesn't have feelings or personal experiences like joy or sorrow or frustration.
It hasn't lived through anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it can't embed genuine felt emotion into its work in the same way a human can. That article suggests this is a fundamental difference.
So the art that really moves us, it's connecting to something deeply human in the creator.
That's the idea. A sad song resonates because the artist felt sadness, and we recognize that feeling, maybe from our own lives. AI can analyze patterns associated with sad music.
But it doesn't feel the sadness.
Right. It misses the emotional core, the lived experience that fuels that depth in human work.
But it's not strictly AI versus humans, is it? Both articles seem to suggest AI could be helpful.
Oh, definitely. That's a strong theme. Both see potential for AI as a tool to enhance human creativity.
How so?
Futurama mentions AI giving musicians or visual artists new ideas, new directions, or AI in education tailoring things.
And the other article.
The AI versus human creativity one expands on that. It positions AI as potentially handling technical stuff, generating starting points, pushing boundaries.
Like a creative partner?
Yeah, more partner than replacement. Think of an artist using AI for, say, 100 design variations quickly, or a writer using it to break through writer's block by suggesting plot points.
So it handles the grunt work or provides inspiration, freeing us up for the human bits?
That's the optimistic view, yeah. It lets humans focus on the concept, the emotion, the unique perspective only we can bring. It points towards collaboration.
Okay, but the Futurama article also had that interesting bit about the illusion of creativity. What was that about?
Right, it suggests that maybe what we're seeing now is a very convincing imitation, because the AI relies so heavily on human-created training data.
It's reflecting our creativity back at us.
In a way, yes, but it also adds a forward-looking thought. As AI gets better, maybe our definition of creative itself will have to change.
Huh. So we might start seeing new kinds of art that are born from this human-machine interaction.
It's possible. The lines could blur. It raises questions about what we value in art. Is it just the final product, or the process, the intent behind it?
Which could force us to think harder about what makes us uniquely creative.
Exactly. That reevaluation might actually deepen our understanding of ourselves.
So wrapping things up a bit, that second article, AI versus human creativity, it lands pretty firmly on the human side, right?
It does. Its conclusion is basically AI can mimic the output, sure, but it can't replicate the human process, the struggle, the feeling, the personal connection.
So human creativity maintains its edge because of that emotional depth and meaning.
That's the argument. There's an inherent quality that comes from lived experience that AI, at least for now, simply can't access. Both articles actually keep coming back to that fundamental difference in origin.
Human creativity from consciousness, experience, emotion.
Versus AI creativity from algorithms and data.
Yeah.
The output might look similar sometimes, but the source is totally different.
Okay, so let's distill this. The key takeaway for you listening. It seems the consensus, based on these readings, is that while AI's creative output is getting seriously impressive,
And sometimes you really can't tell the difference.
right, but it's built on a different foundation. It lacks that genuine imagination, the kind that's tangled up with our personal lives, our emotions.
And connecting that to the bigger picture, for you understanding this difference, matters more and more as AI weaves into everything.
Into our jobs, our tools.
Yeah. Knowing where AI shines as this amazing assistant or source of inspiration while still valuing what's unique about human creativity. That's going to be key.
It's about using the tool wisely without losing sight of our own capability.
Precisely. Augmentation, not replacement. That seems to be the healthiest perspective right now.
So this whole deep dive leaves us with a pretty big thought to chew on, doesn't it? As AI keeps advancing, keeps blurring these creative lines, how is that going to change how we think about art, about innovation, maybe even about what being human means?
It's a huge question. We're definitely just at the beginning of figuring that out. The landscape is changing fast.
Feels like it's going to be a fascinating and probably surprising journey ahead.